There are three main effects of revolution of the earth. First one, changing altitude of the midday sun at different times of the year. Second, varying length of day and night. Third, seasonal changes and their effects on temperature. Let us now understand more about these three effects of revolution of the earth. The first one is changing altitude of the midday sun at different times of the year. Have a look on the picture as I explain. The sun is directly overhead at the equator on March 21st and September 23rd because the year is not exactly 365 days. These 2 days are termed as spring and autumn equinoxes respectively. After the spring equinox, the sun appears to move north and is directly overhead the Tropic of Cancer on June 21st. This is termed as summer solstice. The word solstice in Latin means sun standing still. The northern hemisphere has its longest day and shortest night on June 21st. On December 22nd, the sun shines overhead on Tropic of Capricorn in southern hemisphere. This is termed as winter solstice. The southern hemisphere has its longest day and shortest night on December 22nd. Thus, the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere mark the limit of overhead sun. As beyond the tropics, the sun never shines vertically at any time of the year. Second effect of revolution, varying length of day and night. The length of day and night varies according to the seasons, and while day and night are due to the earth's rotation, their respective duration is caused by the inclination of the earth's axis. The sun is at such a great distance from the earth that its rays reach the earth as parallel rays. On June 21st, the sun is overhead at noon along the Tropic of Cancer, and all parallels in the northern hemisphere have their longest day of the year. At this time, length of the day increases with the increase in latitude towards the north. On December 21st or 22nd, when the sun is over at the Tropic of Capricorn, conditions are reversed. The length of the day increases with increasing latitude south of the equator. On March 21st and September 23rd, during equinoxes, the circle of illumination coincides with the meridians because the sun is overhead at noon along the equator. Thus all places have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Third effect is the seasonal changes and their effects on temperature. The amount of heat received by Earth depends on the altitude of the sun with reference to the position of the Earth during its revolution. The part of the Earth receiving direct rays of the sun is much hotter than the places receiving oblique rays of the sun. This is because the amount of heat is more concentrated, while in oblique rays it is spread over large areas, hence it is not very hot. The difference of temperature between the four seasons, spring, summer, autumn and winter, are largely the result of the difference in the elevation of the sun or its altitude at different times. The sun is overhead at the equator in spring equinox and autumn equinox on March 21st and September 23rd. Sun is overhead at the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere on June 21st, and it is known as summer solstice. And at the Tropic of Capricorn in southern hemisphere on December 22nd, known as winter solstice.